Here with at the Gen Con booth with the Pidrak family, who are
Pidrak family.
Yeah, who are in an awesome family Robotech outfit. I've already put it on my Instagram, and I have Thomas Roach, also from Palladium, and they are going to show me how this Robotech Strike Force thing works.
Okay, this is Robotech RPG Tactics. Right? Basically, we have the human side, the UEDF, fighting against the 40-foot tall Zentradi aliens.
Alright, so you're on the board. You're on the board.
Basically, we are going to start the demo looking at the table itself. First off, I want to lead in with this. Buildings, they can be destroyed.
I can see that.
Yes, yes. We have an example of the buildings here. We also have a demo table over on the other side here with destroyed buildings. Okay, now moving into terrain. We only have two types of terrain here for the demo today. We have light terrain and heavy terrain. Light terrain gives you a +1 bonus to your armor, while heavy terrain gives you a 2 bonus to your armor. Basically, it means you can hide behind buildings and get better cover saves. Okay, now we're going to move into the table. Alright, you can always do things like crossfire, shoot from the rear. Alright, for example, we're going to take 2 battle pods here. We're going to take a Robotech. This is your elite fighting unit of the UEDF. And we're going to take another battle pod. Battle pod gets behind you. So, this battle pod has a gunnery stat of 1. It's not very good, but get him with his buddies, get some friends around him. Alright, then he starts doing some damage. We're going to take an example of this battle pod right here shooting the rear of... Today, this is a VF-1J. I know it's painted like Roy Foker's Skull Squadron leader, but today it's a VF-1J, which means this battle pod is now shooting him. He has a gunnery of 1. The Robotech has an armor of 5. Normally you would need a 4 to hit it. It's the difference. But since we are now in a crossfire, so you're looking at a gunnery of 1. Crossfire, he's shooting him from the rear. He has friends. So he now has a 4 bonus versus that rear of that Robotech. So it's a 4 versus a 5 armor. He's hitting on anything but a 1. Alright, so bonuses count. Alright, now we're about to get into the actual game itself. The leadership normally creates battle point or command points for the army. Thank you.
If they are
we have
the command point.
The command points. So, command points are what you do additional to basic attacks, basic moves. You always have the option of moving for free. You always have the option of shooting your first weapon system for free. Now we are looking at options. Your command points give you options to shoot additional weapons, dodge, roll with damage. You can use it for additional movement. You can steal the initiative.
And those red chips on top of the building are your command points.
Correct, correct. Each of the UEDF models create a command point. Plus we have a model, the lieutenant here has a leadership of 2, which creates 2 more additional command points. Alright, so the UEDF side starts with 4 command points. Now we have the Zentradi side. Normally, these guys do not create command points because they don't.
But the officer creates a lot. Go ahead and move.
The Zentradi are looking for their leadership. They have officers that create command points, units create command points, and so you really need leadership to back you up. These are the basic troops, the battle pods. Today we're giving them each a command point.
And of course, female power armor are the best.
Yes.
And battle pods are popcorn.
Yes, they are popcorn. Alright, so we are looking for our mass number of units versus our elite, flexible, versatile units. Now, as far as this goes, the battle pods have a damage of 5. They can take 5 points of damage, where the Veritechs, they can take 14 each.
You can see through.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you want to use your numbers to your advantage.
On the board,
Now, moving into the game, we are going to look at our stats. We have the first stat. You will notice that each mode of the Veritech transforms. Each mode has its capabilities, its characteristics.
All right, so
The first stat is that arrow. That is going to be your movement in inches across the board. Then we have the wavy line there, the radar blip. That is your piloting skill, how well you use your mecha. That can be used for dodging, that can be used for additional movement, and also beating face in close combat. Then we have our next stat, our gunnery stat, how well you shoot at range. Then next we have our armor stat, how well you can take abuse, it's your toughness. Alright, and we're going to move into the game now.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to start out in Guardian mode, and we're now facing with 2 Veritechs versus 6 battle pods.
initiative.
So the first thing we want to do, since we've already calculated how many command points we have, we want to roll for initiative. We're going to pick up 2 dice, see who wants to go first.
Yep, go ahead.
Alright,
Nope, just
so we have a roll of 5 for the Zentradi and a roll of 5 for the RDF or UEDF. We're going to roll again. So I rolled an 11, so I guess the UEDF wants to go first. But the Zentradi you always have the option of trying to steal that initiative. You want to show us how to steal the
I
initiative?
will show you how to steal initiative, even though I desperately want you to come out first where I can get at you.
Okay, so you are going to spend a command point,
Command point.
and we're going to try to steal the initiative. You need that 6, and the 6 didn't happen, so he did not steal the initiative. I'm going to go first.
Let me, why don't you let me do that?
Sure,
I want to
sure.
see how this works. So, this is the guy on the left, or the guy
We
on
have the VF-1A.
Okay, that's the guy on the right.
That is your basic grunt. That is your standard troop.
So he's in Guardian and has the,
Movement of 10. Piloting of 3. Shooting value, your gunnery of 2.
okay. What I would,
So you're going to move up to 10 inches. Roughly, we have the cards here that have, so you can move roughly 10 inches. So that would take you roughly here on the board. We've been playing a little fast and loose today, but
okay. So roughly where?
so we can roughly move anywhere here.
Okay.
Since you are in a Guardian mode, you have flight, you have hover. Hover gives you additional bonuses to your armor, so it's a little tougher to hit.
So I'm moving over here.
You're not hindered by terrain.
And I want to fire the GU-11 gun pod at this guy.
Alright, first off, we want to make sure that everybody does their movement phase.
Okay.
So we have the lieutenant here that can do his movement as well.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you have 10 inches to play with, so you can move and possibly get people in a crossfire or get additional bonuses for getting behind them, that sort of thing. But facing is very important. I know, he lost his antenna.
I'll take him home and fix him. Right
It's been a rough day for the Zentradi.
Yeah.
So, facing is very important. On our bases for the game, we have a marking for the 180-degree front facing and rear facing. So, if you can see somebody, you can shoot them.
Okay. Okay, so that's the movement phase out of the way. Now everybody else gets to move too, or?
Just you're activated. It's your turn. You get to move and shoot.
Okay.
So movement is free. Transforming would happen before you'd move. And now we are moving into the shooting phase.
Okay.
So now you have options. You can use your primary weapon or your secondary weapon, whatever you need to do. You can shoot any weapon the first time for free.